We asked a few of our writers, what is self-love? You can't love anyone else till you love yourself first. Sherry Shaw tells us a little bit about that.
Self-love, to me, I think the fact that it has the word self in it could sometimes be thought of as a loaded word, a heavy word in Christian circles, because we're always taught about the need to die to self, and we somehow link self with the flesh, and we think that it's kind of something that we shouldn't spend a lot of time focusing on. We should try to grow beyond it. And I think that misunderstanding of some of the words does us a disservice, because to me, self-love, the Bible also says we need to love our neighbors as we love ourselves. And so if we don't have self-love, we may not be able to have the ability to truly live out that commandment as well. How could we love another person well if we don't love ourselves? So what does that self-love look like?
We seem to be incredibly busy taking care of everyone else and making sure they're okay. But you know what? We need to take care of ourselves, and that's part of self-love too.
I think self-love means, first and foremost, taking care of myself. It means setting aside time to get poured into. It means doing things I love, going for a long walk, soaking up sunshine. That is huge for me. That's something that always makes me just feel better.
To me, self-love is just anything that makes me feel good about myself. Cup of coffee, running to Target by myself. These days, anything by myself is self-love.
Self-love means taking care of myself, both physically and emotionally, internally.
This particular one really drives me crazy because we think as women of faith, we can't love ourselves. We need to love everybody else first. The truth is, we have to love ourselves. It helps us be able to love other people, and it really is fundamentally part of what we believe.
I believe self-love is something that God has put inside each of us. And really, when it's rooted in your faith, it's that much easier to have. To me, it just means owning that confidence, that grit and grace that we all have inside of us.
The Proverbs 31 woman always drove me crazy. That whole thing.
That's truth.
For multiple reasons.
Yeah.
Because first of all, I'm not about to make some linen cloth. It's not happening. But second of all, it drove me crazy because what's hidden in those passages is that the Proverbs 31 woman is partially a Proverbs 31 woman because there are two passages about how the Proverbs 31 man loves her.
There's an input-output.
Input-output.
Yeah.
And I always felt that sometimes in our lives we're not well loved.
Yeah.
And it is
so good.
very hard to live with self-love if you don't feel well loved.
No matter what has, no matter who I am today, no matter the broken pieces or the heartache or the heartbreak or the insufficiency or the inadequacy, whatever it is that I may be feeling, I have to accept that I've been created by a God who loves me wholly.
Yes.
Yeah. And therefore, my say is not greater than his say. So let me love who he's created me to be.
So you think you've got self-love figured out? I'm betting not, because the truth is, it's not a destination. It's part of every day. It is part of life's journey.
Being brave enough to have those difficult conversations with ourselves about living the life that we were meant to live. Are we on the right path? Am I being a good person? Am I being kind? Am I treating other people with respect?
And it actually has less to do with self
Mm-hmm.
than anything else. Because I think when I take myself out of it and I just understand love, I'm much better than when I think about myself.
I think you have to think of yourself as maybe you would your children or a family member you love or a close friend that you love, and sometimes ask yourself, if they were afraid right now or lonely right now or hurting right now, what would I do for them? What do I think they would need? And if you are willing to do that for any of them, you should be willing to do it for yourself.
It's sort of been like an ongoing process and journey to discover more of myself, learn how to love myself, learn how to love myself and see myself in the way my Creator sees me.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of that has had to do with accepting a lot of things about myself, about my past.
But I do think that you do a beautiful job of kind of just being open about the fact that self-love is a journey. It's never a destination.
Yeah.
It's you could have a tremendous amount of self-love one day and
And not
the next day.
I hope what our writers just shared with you help you on your journey to find self-love. But if you need to unpack a little bit more, there are articles and podcasts at gritandgracelife.com that I know will help you.